striving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Frickin' Friday, man. Friday. I hope everybody's having a good day. It being Friday, I hope so. I hope so. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Yeah. That was sponsee. I'm working on my disability paperwork. But I'm making it as simple as possible. All right. And I'm utilizing a tool. I'm utilizing ChatGPT to help me write it, to help me fill out my disability paperwork. See how well that works out. So takes some time, but at least it gets down to the nitty gritty. It's like, okay, we've got to make sure this is in there, that's in there, so that that's done the right way, because I miss a lot of things. I don't know how to write it. They want certain things to be said. Hey, Angel. And then my therapist is making sure that my files and everything look correct. And we're not lying. It's not what's going on, but yeah. So, yeah. That's what I've had going on today. Always good to work with sponsees, watching them grow, put their lives back together. Especially when they get to that fourth and fifth step and things really start changing for them. And it goes from, having to do this program to wanting to do it, to understanding that there is a better life for us out there. So I'm going to tell you now, I hate my fucking hair. All right. So fingers doing a little bit better today. We're getting there. When I woke up this morning, it wasn't cramped into place this time. So, all right. It's Friday. Hey, Eric, good to see you, man. He says, happy Friday. Don't fucking put these. Don't you like how they put ads on there, and to get rid of it, they don't put the X in the upper right-hand corner. They put it somewhere weird so that you end up going to there. Nice little trick. Because we're used to the X being in the upper right-hand corner. It doesn't do that. All right. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It is time for Dion's Daily Funnies. Let's get started. As I get older, I remember all the people I lost along the way. Maybe a career as a tour guide wasn't the right choice. Went to the bar last night. Good times. Only a 15-minute walk, but the walk home was 45 minutes. Man, the difference was staggering. Staggering. I recently took a poll and found out that 100% of the people in the tent were angry when it collapsed. We took a tent poll. Let me mansplain dad jokes. Son, Dad, can you please explain to me what a solar eclipse is? Dad, no, son. Dad, I remember. Let's see. These are a lot of repeats. Did you hear about the explosion at the cheese factory? There was nothing left but debris. Debris. Did I say it correctly again? Is that how you say that type of cheese? What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. And we'll end with this one. What did the blanket say when it fell off the bed? Oh, she. Good stuff. All right. Got through our daily funnies. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host. I need to shave too. So just go ahead and shave my hair off. Just shave it all off again. Nah, I put too much work into it. All right, you can call me Dion. You can call me the Podfather if you want. It's another name I'm trying to get to stick. Find out nobody cares. If you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. We are doing today's daily reflection. Whenever we can hit on traditions, then that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to read this. I'm just going to kind of read through it so that we can get in our daily reflection. And then we will be going to the 12 by 12 on page 132, it looks like. So let's go ahead and get this party started. We feel some hiccups coming on, just so you know. Where does AA get its direction? These practical folk then read tradition 2 and learn that the sole authority in AA is a loving God as he may express himself in the group conscious. And this works out really well because we had our group conscious last night. So, and I'll probably utilize that as examples in this, right? The elder statesman is the one who sees the wisdom of the group's decision, who holds no resentment over his reduced status. I'm actually kind of going through this with the group. I now have no control over what happens in the group, and it's fantastic. It's perfect. Yes. This is exactly what I wanted. And I very much saw the wisdom in the group's decisions last night. I did. There is one thing that we decided on I wasn't too sure about, but there were some statements made, and I'm like, that's what I needed to hear. Right? Yeah. Who holds no resentment of his reduced statements, whose judgment fortified by considerable experience is sound, and who is willing to sit quietly on the sidelines, patiently awaiting development. Now, I'm not really doing that part because I had to run the group conscious, which I'm going to have to give up soon, but the group's going to be growing, so shouldn't be too much longer. And that's what it was. We're going to be putting ourselves on everything AA. I had some fears around it. I did. I wasn't quite on board, right? And then somebody said, I don't know about you guys, but my primary purpose is stay sober and help that newcomer, and we need more newcomers. There it was. The wisdom. That was wisdom. Right out of the big book. Can't argue with it. And it was correct. Right? So instead of standing in judgment, now I'm excited. See? It's the group's wisdom. And when it is driven by God, then it's the right decision. Yeah. I love hearing these ideas and saying, well, let's give it a try. Let's do that. The group is okay. It's kind of weird because in our group we have old timers and we're kind of stuck in our ways and we're learning new ways. Because you see, AA is about being malleable and meeting the current people and their needs. Now, when I first came into AA, I grew up I'm a Gen Xer, and things were a little bit rougher. It was baby boom, and we are a little bit rougher. But the newer generation does not appreciate that. Okay. And if we are going to meet people where they're at, then we have to be malleable. We have to be willing to change, even how our groups are run. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty cool that AA can be that and still stay within the traditions. Yeah. All right. That's from 12 Steps, 12 Traditions, page 132, 135. Into the fabric of recovery from alcoholism are woven the 12 steps and 12 traditions. As my recovery progressed, I realized that the new mantle was tailor made for me. Ah, see? When it is tailor made for you, you're going to feel more welcome, huh? Yeah. All right. See, I'm the person that's been around for a little while. I'm the elder statesman. I'm the one that needs to be willing to change too. Or I'm not setting a very good example. If I stay stuck in my ways, I'm not going to be the best example. All right. All right. The elders of the group gently offered suggestions when changes seemed impossible. Everyone's shared experience became the substance for our treasured friendships. Yeah. All right. When we go through these things, holding a group conscious is not always easy, man. The emotions, right? Even in grassroots, there are some emotions. People shaking their head no, rolling their eyes. I know I can't keep my emotions off my face. Every now and again, I get a message from Amber. You might want to watch your eye rolling. We'll be in a meeting. So you might want to watch your facial expressions. It doesn't happen much anymore, but it just happened. I know that the fellowship is ready and equipped to aid each suffering alcoholic at all crossroads in his life. In a world beset by many problems, I find this assurance a unique stability. I cherish the gift of sobriety. I offer my gratitude for strength I receive in a fellowship that truly exists for the good of all members. All members, not the ones I just deem worthy. Yeah. Don't worry, one day you'll get past determining people's willingness, and you'll just see it for what it is. So we're gonna go to page 132, which I bet is tradition too. It is the beginning of tradition too. So, and tradition two is for our group purpose. There has been what ultimate authority? A loving God as he may express himself in our group conscious. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. And that is it. I am a servant. Yeah, I'm a servant. I don't need to be all this other stuff. All right. So it goes on. Where does AA get its direction? Who runs it? This too is a puzzler to every friend and newcomer. When told that our society has no president having authority to govern it, no treasurer who can compel the payment of any dues, no board of directors who can cast an erring member out into the darkness, when indeed no AA can give another a directive and enforce obedience, our friends gasp and exclaim, this simply can't be. There must be an angle somewhere. These practical folks then read tradition too and learn that the sole authority in AA is a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscious. Now, what's really cool about this, right? We had, I think, I don't remember exactly. Let's say we had 8 people in our group conscious last night. Okay. Now, these are 8 different people who have 8 different beliefs, but are tapping the same source with a different experience. And that's where we get that. We have discussions. I don't know about how your group conscious is, but even in our group conscious, it doesn't have to be your home group to come and vote and help us out. If it's gonna make the meeting better, absolutely. Okay. And that's what we're going for. All right. And right now we don't have necessarily enough people to cover what it is that we're doing. So we're going to expand a little bit. But it wasn't about, oh, let's see, this was not the discussion. Oh, we need to have like 80 people in here. Nope, that wasn't the discussion. The discussion is, if we do that, will we be able to help more newcomers? And the answer is yes. So the answer is yes. That's all that's what it came down to. It wasn't about popularity. It was about giving more newcomers a chance at service work and stuff. Because we have a lot of service work, right? Michelle says, I agree. Group conscious is back and forth with egos, but we get to the correct action. Yeah. Like last night, I don't think anybody got everything they wanted. Right? But that's the sacrifice that we make. All right? Because it isn't about what Dion wants. It's about what is best for the newcomer coming in. Right? We're even figuring out the speaker meeting, right? Things change, man. See, when I hear a speaker meeting, that means I'm going to be, because when I hear speaker meeting, this is what I see. Somebody at a podium and me sitting in the audience. I still see that because that's what I came up with, right? So for some of us old timers, and I appreciate the younger people in our group being patient with the old timers like me who might feel like, what's right and what's wrong. We appreciate the patience, right? That there's no open discussion. There's no open discussion. But why can't there be? See, in this day and age, people, after they speak, other people want to say something. Now, what in a group where it's in person, you're going to have the parking lot meeting, and they'll be able to do that. Well, on Zoom, we do kind of have the parking lot meeting, but when everybody's talking at once. So what I'm hearing is people want to be able to chance to tell the speaker you did a great job, to encourage them. And I think that is important too. So we made the change. All right. School called Isaac got stuck. Oh man, he's okay, but I gotta go go get him. Poor guy. I will kill that bee. I will kill that bee. Oh, he's already dead. Yeah. Hurting Isaac. I will fuck you up, you mess with Isaac. All right. Unless his dad gets to you first, and you probably want to deal with me. Trust me. He's a strong motherfucker. All right. They dubiously ask an experienced member if this really works. The member, sane to all appearances, immediately answers, yeah, it definitely does. The friends mutter that this looks vague, nebulous, pretty naive to them. Then they commence to watch us with speculative eyes, pick up a fragment of AA history, and soon have the solid facts. What are these facts of AA life which brought us to this apparently impractical principle? John Doe, a good AA, moves, let's say, to Middleton, USA. Alone now, he reflects that he may not be able to stay sober or even alive unless he passes on to other alcoholics what was so freely given to him. He feels a spiritual and ethical compulsion because hundreds may be suffering within reach of his help. Then, too, he misses his home group. He needs other alcoholics as much as they need him. He visits preachers, doctors, editors, policemen, and bartenders, with the result that Middleton now has a group and he is the founder. Okay. Now you're probably thinking, Dion, I'm not going to ever go through this. You don't know that. I didn't think I was ever going to go through it. And I ended up starting Grassroots. Okay. And I started Grassroots because we needed AA, man. I looked for a home group for years. For 8 years, I looked for a home group. I couldn't find a place where, so what did I do? Well, I sat down and the big book told me exactly how to do it. And I did it exactly like the big book told me how to do it. And look where it's at now. Yeah. I have no control over that group. Yay. Oh, man. I got to take this call. I'm sorry. This is Dia. Hi. It's Miller, 9/18/1970, and I'm gonna have to make this call very, very quick. So this is a heads up. Yes, the nurse yesterday told me to call back if it looked like I might need some through the weekend. So this is not, it's not a surprise or anything. I'm taking it according to the prescription every 6 hours, one every 6 hours. Yesterday morning, I did end up taking a second one because I was just in a lot of pain. So that is the only time I've gone up script, though. Well, it sits at about a 7 or is the nurse that I've been talking to there? Because I'm expl okay, I gotta re-explain all this stuff. Give me one second here. Hey everybody, I have to take this call. I love you all.